This is Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Glad you're still with us. Joined by Meghan Sahli-Wells. She is a councilman. You're a councilman right now, councilwoman? Councilwoman in
yes.
Culver City, but you're not mayor or mayor pro tem right now. You're councilwoman.
Not
okay.
at the moment.
Not at the moment. I want to speak with you about a bold step that the city of Culver City took recently. What was that bold move?
So on March 27th, Culver City became a sanctuary city. It happened to be the day when Attorney General Jeff Sessions kind of bullied cities, saying that, you know, we're going to co-opt your police forces and your municipal resources in order to make, you know, kind of an army of immigration officers. And that very night, we voted to become a sanctuary city.
And what's interesting about your resolution is that there have been other jurisdictions in California and otherwise that have done essentially the same, but did not use the term sanctuary city. They called themselves a city of safe zones or a safe haven. Same thing, but wanted to shy away from that term because some see that term to mean something other than what it is. But I'm sure that the city knew what you were doing. You chose to use the term sanctuary city.
Well, nobody's kidding anybody. And let me put it this way.
Please.
The resolution was a grassroots effort from a group of parents for Culver City students. They formed a group. They're called the Culver City Action Network. They happen to be highly educated law professors, professors of history from UCLA, and they wrote a resolution. They came to the city council and they asked for us to become a sanctuary city. Without that grassroots organizing and really firm support from the community, maybe we wouldn't have taken that step. But they wrote a great resolution that I hope can become a model for other cities, that uses the ACLU's guidelines for cities of compassion, cities of sanctuary. And
what does it mean, though, to be a city of sanctuary? Because I've said this before, I think there's a lot of confusion. If someone commits murder and they are not an American citizen, are you going to give sanctuary to that individual?
Okay, so this is a great time to dispel some myths.
I think it's important.
And you know, Culver City is we're a full-service city.
Of course,
Our
own police department, fire.
Our police department does an excellent job, and they're not going to stand by and let crimes happen. There is nothing in sanctuary policy that stops our police force from, you know, fighting crime and locking people up who deserve to be locked up. Their job is not to be immigration agents.
And
that is not what we pay them for. And the big argument here is that when there's a fundamental distrust of your safety professionals in your city, if people are afraid to come and report crimes, then it actually makes your city less safe. When you open up that dialogue, when, you know, it's simply not their job to enforce immigration. It is their job to stop crime, and we've found that they can do their job of stopping crime better when there is community trust.
And what we know as well is, let's just say for argument's sake, that someone committed a murder in Culver City, was convicted and was undocumented. The Culver City Police would have virtually nothing to do with them after their initial arrest. They would get handed over to Los Angeles County.
Correct.
And so when you hear the term sanctuary city, really we should be talking about whether it's a sanctuary county, because it's the county that deals with the most serious criminal offenders. and yet we're kind of getting lost in the reality of what's happening on the ground. You don't have a prison in your city that's releasing anyone. You may have a little jail that you then ship the bad guys to the county.
Right. So, and the city council also took another step, which is to support Senate Pro Tem President Kevin DeLeon's SB 54. The California Values Act.
Sure, which is
and
a sanctuary
you would
state.
Make a sanctuary state. So you would enshrine, if this law passes, it would enshrine some of these measures on a statewide level. And so before we passed our sanctuary city ordinance, we passed a resolution supporting SB 54. And our school district, even before the city took action, declared the entire school district a safe zone. And this same group, CCAN, the Culver City Action Network, is hosting Know Your Rights workshops and Know Your Plan workshops to empower immigrant families to know, what their rights are in case immigration does come to their door, and if they do get arrested or if something happens. I mean, it could be a car accident, right? A Know Your Plan helps families plan for some unexpected disaster, and they can choose somebody else in the family to be responsible for their kids in the case that they can't take care of them.
As we speak, we do know that the president's executive order on sanctuary city funding has been struck down.
Right.
It's going through the courts.
Right.
But just for argument's sake, let us presume that somehow the courts rule that the federal government does have some authority to withhold funds. It seems as if they have any authority, it would need to be tied to law enforcement.
Correct.
And so are you concerned about a potential loss of federal funds because you've taken this position, you meaning the city of Culver City?
Right. So we've done the analysis. I mean, first of all, thank you, Constitution.
I understand.
Thank you, Constitution.
I mean, at least as interpreted so far.
Well, a lot of the things that are happening from this administration have been deemed unconstitutional.
Travel ban.
And so over and over again, I thank the courts for being that check and balance that really has come to the rescue, I think, of our democracy, honestly, right now. But Culver City did the analysis, the financial analysis, and if they do withhold funds for law enforcement, that will miss the funds, but it only represents about $200,000 a year.
Which is what percent?
Less
than a percent.
It's not funding salaries.
I see.
It's not, what we're getting from the federal government is an ongoing general fund, right? It's not something that we depend on every year. It's things that come in, like we were able to pay for body cams and fund bulletproof vests. If President Trump wants to say that some of our police forces in the United States shouldn't have bulletproof vests, honestly, I don't know what to say. I don't think that's very good politics. And even though we don't agree on this issue, I don't think that law enforcement should, bear the brunt of that.
Okay, we'll have you back, talk more about this and other issues. She is Meghan Sahli-Wells. She's a councilwoman in the beautiful city of Culver City, California. We're just outside city lines in Los Angeles today. My name is Brad Pomerance. This is Local Edition.